Hi everyone and welcome back to Queen Cheese Recipes, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my mini pumpkin spice cheesecakes. They are so wonderful, so easy to make, and if you want to make it in one large cheesecake, this recipe will give you one 9-inch cheesecake, so you can use the same recipe if you want to make just one. But I'm going to be showing you how to make mini cheesecakes. They are so wonderful, so easy to make, and these are the ingredients we'll be needing. So first of all, you'll need some softened cream cheese at room temperature, some pumpkin puree. You want to make sure you're using the pumpkin puree and not pumpkin pie filling, some eggs. We're also going to be needing some half and half cream, sugar, and here we have a mixture of things. We have some salt, cornstarch, cinnamon, allspice, and some nutmeg. And for our base, we are going to need some graham cracker crumbs, some sugar, cinnamon, and we will be melting our butter. And the vanilla, we will be adding in some to our filling. You also want to make sure that you have your oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And you also want to line 2 muffin tins with some small, just the regular muffin liners. So let's move on to making our mini cheesecakes. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is our base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to melt my butter, and then we'll add it to our crust ingredients, and then we'll be that closer to making our filling. Okay, so we will give our dry ingredients for our crust here just a little mix. Okay. And now we will add in our melted butter. And just mix until your mixture here resembles some thick, wet sand. Okay, so this looks great. As you can see, it looks like wet sand here. This is perfect. Okay, so before working on our cheesecake filling, we are going to place our crust individually in our muffin liners. Okay, so you want to place about a tablespoon of the graham cracker crust in each mini cheesecake. So I'm just going to use my small ice cream scoop. I just find it easier, but you can use whatever you have on hand and whatever makes your life easier. So just place it in, press it down. Okay. And that's it. Simple as that. You don't have to fill it too much. You don't need too much of a crust in each one. So just like that is perfect. So I'm going to continue on making my little mini crusts here, and then we'll move on to making our filling. Okay, so now that our crusts for our mini cheesecakes are finished, we are going to work on our filling. So now what we're going to do is, in a bowl, we are going to add in our softened cream cheese. Very important that it's softened at room temperature. We will add in our sugar as well. And we will mix until we have a nice creamy mixture. Okay, so this looks great, and make sure you scrape down the sides of your bowl as many times as necessary. And now we will add in our wet ingredients here. So I'm just going to add my vanilla to my half and half cream. Right, just give it a little stir. It's wonderful. Now we will add that in to our cream cheese and sugar mixture. We will also add in our pumpkin puree. And we will also add in our salt, cornstarch, and our spices. And we will mix until combined. Once again, you want to make sure that you keep scraping the sides and bottom of your bowl just to ensure you don't have any chunks of cream cheese or any other ingredients stuck, so that when you pour out your cheesecake, you have all kinds of little lumps in your cheesecake filling. So just make sure that that's done. And now we will add in our eggs and mix just until combined. You don't want to overmix. Okay, so we are ready to place our filling on top of our crust in our liners here, and then we'll be that close to baking it. Okay, so we are ready to place our filling here on top of our little mini crusts. Now you want to make sure you only fill them 2/3 to 3/4 full. You don't want to overfill them because they will puff up in the oven and they might overflow. So let's get to filling our little mini cheesecakes. I always use my ice cream scoop, but just use whatever you have on hand or whatever is easier for you. Okay, so my cheesecakes baked for exactly 30 minutes, and now I'm going to let them sit at room temperature for about 20 minutes or so, and then we'll place them in the fridge to allow them to completely cool off. Okay, so just make sure that you do not open your oven while your cheesecakes are baking. Just wait till they are completely done or almost done, and then you can check on them. Okay, so finally we are ready to decorate our mini pumpkin cheesecakes, but just before we do that, I just wanted to mention a few things. So I left my cheesecakes on my counter for about half an hour at room temperature, then I placed them in my fridge for about 3 hours. It doesn't take long, they're really small, so they will cool off pretty quick, but you just need to make sure that they are completely cold before adding your whipped cream, so everything works out in the end. Now keep in mind, if you do use this recipe for a big cheesecake, you just need to make sure that the baking time for sure is going to be different. So you'll need to keep an eye on that. It's usually about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes, depending on each person's oven. So that's that. And now what I have here is some freshly whipped cream. So I whipped up some whipped cream with a little bit of icing sugar or powdered sugar, and I also have some cinnamon here that I will be using to sprinkle on top of our whipped cream. Most definitely optional, but I definitely think that this adds such a special touch, and that little bit of whipped cream just adds a little bit more deliciousness to this already perfect cheesecake recipe. Now just keep in mind that the full recipe to everything I use is in the description box. They are so wonderful, so delightful. They are perfect. The pumpkin flavor, the spices, it is perfection, and I know you will love these. So I really hope you guys give this a try. You're gonna love it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a new and delicious recipe. And if you enjoyed the video, give us a nice big thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye everyone.